A hard dump.
That's what we're talking about. Yes, play it again, Ryan, because that is what we get from Razor. But our guest today, too much polish for that. You'll never get, we think, that. Josh Bogorad, play-by-play voice of the Dallas Stars, will be in studio. In fact, he's here right now, but don't look.
You just can't see
him. Just wait.
Oh,
there he is.
Hard dump.
The show.
All right, here we go. Everybody shut the fuck up.
The DLLS podcast is powered by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy responsibly. 21 and over, Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are we live?
Yeah.
And once again, I'd love to welcome you to the DLS Stars podcast, where the lack of earpieces once again ruins our hosts who know that if they whisper
it's actually hard to tell
into the mic,
Owen's always talking. We don't know when it's for real.
Everybody
you say
still
clicking
hears
it, and it's not even clicking it.
Welcome,
nothing
everybody.
happens.
This is airing of laundry here on a Friday. Josh Bogorad from the Dallas Stars
It's gonna be fun.
TV and radio is here. We'll get to all that in a moment. But first, don't forget our playoff shirts, our Nothing Else Mattered t-shirts are on sale. Go to alldls.com. If you are a diehard, you get 20% off all merchandise, including that very comfortable, what is it called, Sam?
Comfort Colors.
Thank you. That's the brand. It's a great shirt.
Beauty.
And get it today. Very true to size. Luds is really a stickler about that.
That the Grim Reaper you were talking about?
That is it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Josh is here. He's been here before. Welcome back, our returning champion.
It's good to know that the start to the show is exactly how it's always been.
Yes.
So
we
just
try-
a full-blown chaos right off the opening countdown.
So-
And we've got booze. It's like putting gas on a fire.
the problem is it's too far away, Lutz.
Oh, it
I
can get
figured
closer.
you get that tractor beam and just pull it right in as the show goes
Well,
along.
normally we have someone that serves us.
Yeah,
but-
Ben usually brings you a shot.
Well, they're off today because...
Well, the GM seems to be off most days for some reason. I don't know.
all right.
Yeah, so these two think that if they just whisper while I'm trying to do the intro like that,
Yeah.
that I don't know.
Nobody
And Sam
can hear
was
it.
laughing about this yesterday. He goes, I don't know why we whisper into the
I
mic.
always turn towards the microphone.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
he's lean
habit.
away.
But you're not wearing earpieces either. So you won't know until you watch this back
Correct.
later exactly how much it clips.
The answer is
It
they
kind of
always
makes
hear
it fun. It makes it fun for
Yep.
everyone.
Yep.
People watching
Well-
right now, they already know what you don't.
What we do know is
exciting.
that if we pull up our chat on the YouTube channel,
Yeah.
we know because people will say, yes, we can hear you, or
That's
no,
what
we
you're
can't.
monitoring as we go
Yes.
along.
all the time.
All right.
Dangerous.
Always. And see it right there. So there's Chaotic, best play-by-play voice in the
Says the
NHL.
guy with the computer
Okay,
in your
real
lap.
quick, Luds.
It's just a prop. That's a good point. It's not even on.
Luds,
This is-
No, it's on. Same page as Ben.
Luds the other day was watching basketball and Jeopardy
No, I was watching
during
Did
the
I-
show.
I hate to be redundant. I don't know. Did I tell you
like
the
the
last time I was here that
Tell it again.
we were on the desk one time with Stars Live in the post game show? He's got the
The very
laptop.
same one.
I don't know if it was
No,
the
no,
same
no.
one.
It is because they
was
gave
the
it to him.
same one.
They gave
All
it to
right.
him.
He's got the laptop that's on the desk, and we hear audio coming from somewhere, and it's something else.
Yeah.
And
That
it's
would've
like,
been me.
where's that coming from? Where's that come from? We're live, meanwhile, on the air. And then he just looks up. He's like, oh, is that me? Is this thing on? He was watching a hockey game, and we were getting the play-by-play from the game he was watching that bled on to, what do we got?
I didn't want you to be long.
Oh, hey, buddy. It's good to see you, man.
I forgot
It's been
about
too
that.
long. So,
Is this the nicest? I'm going to start with the first question.
Yeah, go.
Please.
Is this the best? Not that the playoffs are over, but when the playoffs are over for the Dallas Stars, is this the best time of the year for you to get a break from Razor?
Hard
I
hitting.
mean, you look forward to
the
it?
best time. Do I look
mean, you
forward
look
to
forward-
that?
yeah.
Is he
To
away
that
from Razor
aspect?
though?
Yeah, I mean,
He's got
what
a
are you
bobblehead
talking
right
about?
next
We're
to
right
him.
here.
He's always watching.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Is this a
Damn.
is this a talking one that says hard dump?
It should.
No, no, it's not. Of course not. There it is. No, and it's not the best time of year because, like, I don't know how you felt when you were playing, and obviously I'm not playing, but there's like a feeling of weird after the season ends because it's so abrupt, right? And it's not just the fact that the team is gone for 3 straight years deeper, a month deeper. It's not just the fact that there were expectations and this was a contending team. It's every year when it ends, it's the finality of knowing that, I mean, we're sitting at a 2-2 series, and because logistically you have to, you start to get itinerary plans of what happens if you're going to win game 5. You might have to pack a bag for a week, because then if you win game 6, you're going straight to Colorado because we don't know exactly when it's going to start. Like there's all these scenarios that play out, and it's every year that way. I don't know if we even would have done that, but you just have to be prepared for all this stuff. And then poof, and it's over. And especially a season like this, which Jim Nill gave his comments, and you guys heard it yesterday. And you're talking about a hockey lifer that's been doing this as long as, we've been alive, and saying, I've never experienced a season like this. There's such a crazy wave upon wave feeling to it, and you're just going, and you just know it's a certainty. You wake up, you don't know what city you're in, you don't know what day it is, you have no idea what month it is, and then it's just over. You could have told me what city I was in.
I would have told you after game 4 that night. Whatever they send you, don't worry about
it. All right. Yeah, look, I just think I think this is such a weird time, and I think that everybody kind of goes through it together. When you live and breathe this for 6 months, and it's 4 days a week that you have games, but truthfully, it's 7 days a week that you're living it. And it doesn't matter if you're a fan tuning in. It doesn't matter if you're one of you guys that is here for every single game. I mean, every single pre and post.
To the choir here.
We're
doing it for free. So I mean, he's at least getting paid big money.
It doesn't matter.
Well, Razor is.
It doesn't matter. Can I have a loan? It doesn't matter if you're like whatever capacity with which you follow or cover or live with this team. There's a feeling like the rug just gets pulled out for every team. I don't think it's exclusive just to the Stars. There's something so strange about like the first week to 2 weeks when the season ends, because it's almost like
you haven't had a weekend off in 6 months.
And meanwhile, we did this year because of the strange Olympics. Right. So you had that 3 weeks
where you're like,
but even then you knew there was something coming over the horizon. So you could unplug for 3 weeks. I mean, it was long enough. It's not an all-star break where it's 3 or 4 days. You could really unplug. And I did, and I managed to get away a little bit with my family, and we had an awesome time and made the most of it. But you always knew that, all right, coming back, there's going to be a game. Yeah. And when we come back, you're coming back to whatever it is, 18 and 20. Yeah. And now, you're watching games, and it's like, how is that not
turn it off now, though?
I don't.
Do you watch every night?
I was asked this earlier today, and I do not plan my days around it. So I've got 2 boys. If they've got, a band recital or a hockey game or a baseball game, I'm at that. Like I'm not parking in front of the TV. I'm going to do whatever I could do with them. If we're all home and we're hanging out, that's what I would want on the background more than anything else. And not just on the background. Sometimes we'll sit down and watch it together. We're still all hockey fans. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They love it. They've got every year when there's the playoffs, they have magnets of every NHL team, and they create a playoff bracket on our fridge. And then teams advance, and so like they get to do it. So they can't stay up for all of these games. So it's usually in the morning before we're going to school. It's like, hey, Dad, like who won? Or we'll watch all the highlights, and then they do the tally marks. And I was obviously in Minnesota when the season ended, but I heard that the Minnesota Wild magnet took some damage. So my kids are still fighting the good fight.
Well, that's even weirder part, Josh, is that it's so quick too. It's like it's over the finale, as you mentioned, but then the next day you're watching a game 7 somewhere else, and then even worse, you're watching a game 1 of the next round. You're like, damn, they just moved on without us, right?
Yeah, and that's, you've been the team that moves on. I had a coach in the minors that was a good friend of mine, and we went on some deep playoff runs together, and then went on some deep playoff runs separately throughout our careers. And he made a comment to me one time that I never forgot. And when you're one of the teams that keeps on going, and one of the last few, he said, we're having a beer, and he says, I love this time of year because everybody's dropping off. It doesn't matter what league you're in, right? If it's the NHL, if it's the AHL, if it's the ECHL, like whatever you're doing, everybody's dropping off. Mm-hmm. And every week, another car is just hitting the off-ramp, and you're continuing to go. And the longer you go, you look around, and there's a handful of teams playing hockey in North America right now that are meaningful games. And he said this is the absolute best time of year. And as we went on these 3 deep runs to the conference final the last 3 years, I always think about it, and you're just watching, there's another team that got eliminated. There's another team that and it's very weird and a bummer to be the team that hit the off-ramp earlier than you wanted.
Meaningful games, as the NHL is going to add 2 games next year.
Yeah.
All meaningful.
Well, it's funny. It's also funny because Carolina's the only team that's still doing it, right? Colorado even has been knocked out first round, second round over the past few years. Really, the only team that's been doing this as long as Dallas and consistently is Carolina.
Yeah, and like you're saying, Dallas consistently, because I think it was 6 of the prior 7 playoff trips they had advanced past the first round. So there were years where they missed it, obviously the weird post-COVID 2021. But if they were in the playoffs, dating back to 2018, 19, even 2016, right?
Yep.
Like if they were in the Calgary Game 7, which, again, we talk about it.
So, yeah.
Our bags were packed in Calgary, ready to go to Edmonton if we win that game. Because the night before the Game 7, where Johnny Gaudreau scored the series winner, Edmonton played LA in their Game 7. And so we won Game 6 at home, and we traveled, and it was like packed for a week. Yep. Because if you win, when we left, we didn't even know if we would go to LA or we'd go to Edmonton.
Say it'd be nice,
but you're going,
Edmonton,
you're going somewhere. Right? And I'm like, wait, we gotta pack for a week with
Sunday,
those 2 climates.
I gotta
what are we taking?
Suntan lotion and my muck.
Exactly. But that's like, these are the things. Stretch, who does a fantastic job, in the team services guy,
he's coming in 2 weeks.
Oh, is he?
He's
He's gonna be able to tell you so many cool stories. But every single postseason, it's harder than the regular season because you can't book it in advance, right? In June, the schedule's going to come out. There might be chaos, and you're doing something the same time that there's like a boat show in Tampa, and you got to worry about, but at least you can plan it in advance. Yeah. Here, think about what that last couple of weeks was like. You didn't know who you were playing right up until like Game 79. And then sometimes you don't know who you're playing till Game 82, and you're already in the clubhouse and watching. And then there's a delay of game penalty, and you're going somewhere else. Or Nashville comes back.
Oh, yeah, the Nashville one was crazy.
Like, isn't that insane? And you got to figure out how to get like 75 people to this city and to this area. And so... And I know you guys have talked about it too, just trying to figure out little crumbs from the schedule makers at the league level.
Insane.
Like, wait, when's it going to be?
Well,
and you go from that to done.
Yeah.
We'll see you in September.
At least this year you knew in October 20th.
Yeah, I know
that
who
you were playing.
That's a fair point.
That was an easy one.
Just didn't know who was going to get home ice until Game 79.
I'm still mad at the Vegas Golden Knights for tanking Game 82 2 years ago.
That was crazy.
And ending up playing the Stars in the first round when it should have been LA, because I had in Christmas that previous winter gotten my family Foo Fighters tickets for Dos Equis.
I remember you hearing
I
about
was so
this.
mad about it. I've been ranting about
Nice
it
to see you've gotten over
2.5 years. Oh, yeah. I'm totally cool with it now. Totally. Thank you, Ryan.
That game, that was the delay of game, wasn't it? That was Khrushchev?
And
Yeah.
that was literally, they win that game instead of tank it. The Stars play the Kings. And because of the building availability, I looked all into it with crypto.
You want to go upstairs?
It wasn't going to work, right? And it was like, I get to go to the concert.
I think this is more whispering. Did anybody in
ladies
the
and
chat
gentlemen,
get
this
to
is
hear
what
that?
happens. But anyway,
Yeah.
and it is just to put a bow on that first kind of topic. We'll do one question per segment.
I was going to say that was one question.
So
I don't even think that was a question.
No, it wasn't.
I don't even think that was.
but the amazing thing is that in the regular season, even if you're, and we've all had seasons where you can see the end coming, you're not going to make the playoffs. It happens. You can sort of prepare yourself for that.
Yeah.
And those games kind of lose their intensity and whatever. You're talking about the highest intensity of the year at the biggest time, and then it drops off to nothing.
Yeah.
And that is a very abrupt.
Now we're talking about the next year's Calgary Flames team.
Right. But the one thing that I
Yeah.
will say that I think, especially because look, to everybody who's tuning in, like I'm the one that brought this up. Like I hate this time of year. It's so weird and awful, and it sucks. But I'll take that over the opposite, because if you've been,
how do you think Vancouver took that comment you just said?
so okay, right? Like Buffalo's experiencing this for the first time in 15 years. Yep. It's been a decade for Detroit. If you followed this team for a while, think back to 2008 to 2013, right? This is a painful reminder that nothing is guaranteed, even if you are a good team. And it puts into perspective how special, even though they fell short of the ultimate goal, how special the last 3 years were. That doesn't happen all the time. Right now, as we're sitting here, is further evidence of that. And it's a pretty amazing run that the Stars were on. And also, I know Luds is going to spend the next 45 minutes trying to convince me of otherwise, but it's good to know that.
Nope, I'm going to be out of here in 43 minutes and 30 seconds.
I was rounding up for effect.
Yeah, okay.
It's good to know that the Stars, with this early exit, it's not the closing of a window at all by any stretch.
Well,
our jobs
you
are a
can
lot.
rebut
Our jobs
over
suck
the
a lot
next-
more if the team's not good.
fastballs on those topics to come after the break here on DLLS.
The Fanatics app is the all-in-one destination for every part of your sports fandom. Get official gear for your favorite teams and players, including the latest drops, exclusive releases, and must-have merch all in one place. Want some cool Dallas Stars gear during a playoff run? You got it. Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Cowboys, Minnesota. No, just kidding. But you can get it all with the Fanatics app. It's more than just shopping, though. You can also play free daily games in the app to earn fan cash, which you can spend on jerseys, game tickets, collectibles, and more. That's right, even tickets. Play the Draft Week Fanatics in the Fanatics app, and it can help you rep all the new Dallas Cowboys players, which sounds like maybe even some Miami Hurricanes players making the Dallas Cowboys team. Download the Fanatics app and start cashing in on your fandom. Get it today at alldls.com/fanatics. App access open to all. 21 plus to play. No purchase necessary. US only. Void where prohibited.
Mother's Day is coming up very rapidly. In fact, it's going to be here before you know it. What a time to make a change and upgrade from the usual Mother's Day flowers. Nothing wrong with flowers. Very nice. However, think about an Aura frame. I've actually done this at Christmas time last year, and what a gift. I bought my mom an Aura frame after we got one for our house, and we love it. Digital photos in a beautiful frame. You can work it on your phone. It's super easy. And here's a really cool thing about gifting it. You can upload photos to the Aura frame from your phone app with Aura before you even send it. So when they open it, hook it up, there's photos already preloaded on there. Plus, you can do it anytime, any year. Super easy. Make Mother's Day special with Aura frames. Named #1 by Wirecutter. You can save on the gifts mom love by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners can get $25 off their best-selling Carver matte frames with code DLLS. Okay, so this is not going to work today. Why? Because we have a broadcaster, we have a talker, we have a guy that doesn't even know we're still on the air, and we have Sam.
We're on the air.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'll whisper it. We're on the air.
We could do 4 hours of this. Now, we won't, lads. It's okay. Don't have a heart attack here. But we could do, we don't.
If you get the drinks a little bit closer, he'll lose track of time.
That's a very good point. Let's bring over
No,
his fireball.
It makes me want to hit the one button on the elevator and go across the street to Hooters. Like,
I know. I was thinking about it when I came up here. I was thinking. I actually looked in to see if I'd see you there, and I had to drag you up.
I've been recommending to our GM we should be doing live shows from in there.
You're an innovator.
Sponsorship.
How's it going?
It's a no.
Next time,
it's not going.
We did an event there.
We're still buying.
We
our
had
own
an event
food.
there.
I would just like to point out that we don't
did
actually have to ask questions.
We
here
forced
today.
you to go to the game.
It'll
Remember?
just,
That's right. I had to go
just
to a
what
game that
happened.
night.
Did you know he had to go to a Stars game and sit up in the 300s with us?
300.
No, wait. I want to hear this.
Those
Why?
are my people.
We had an
we
had an event.
To be fair, all people.
Yeah,
are your
December
people.
December
Well,
7th.
prices are cheaper.
I think December 7th, Pittsburgh game when they played here Sunday after early
Overtime
early
game, I
evening
think,
game.
wasn't it?
December
Yeah.
7th.
And we did an event where fans came in, watched our pregame show, hung out with us, then went to Hooters for food.
Oh yes,
And then we all went to the game, and
Yeah.
Luds had to go up and sit up in the 300
With us.
section.
It's awesome.
Watching
I love
him,
that.
first of all, hilarious. Get all the people that come out to him, but watching him sit in that seat
Free drinks.
that has
And-
only gotten smaller.
which is better, 300 section or because you've also watched with the fans at Cosm, right?
What a place.
Cosm was fun.
He was
Yeah.
he was getting fed drinks at Cosmo,
Yeah.
Well, I was
So
more.
which led to the free cone.
That's where the
Yeah,
cone got stolen.
Yes.
yeah, Cone came out of that.
Yes.
I've seen the meme.
Oh, that's right.
I've seen it.
Sorry, I should return that.
You should play the post-game show clip for Josh if you can find it.
If you have
because
it.
That is unbelievable. Yeah, Luds had quite a legendary night at Cosm.
Yeah,
Hey, but that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to entertain.
and
That-
you do.
that's
Totally.
Tune in for the post-game show on DLLS tonight.
Look at those
I
eyes.
think you blind me with dental
Look at
floss
those
right there.
eyes.
Not
good.
a single
It's good.
beer was consumed that evening. I
None.
promise you.
But what a building! I mean, have you been there
Yeah,
for things?
yeah.
Oh my god!
It's great.
I had I got a little dizzy a couple times.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah, when they zoomed in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was trying to watch the basketball game. I do agree, though, and my kids had been there the first time one of my kids was there. He sent us a video of it, and I said to Kim in the car, we were driving back from Wisconsin. I'm like, did he go to England? Is he watching a soccer game in England? How
Yeah.
did he? I mean, I know he can do it, but I'm like, what the hell? Then he told me, and I'm like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
And when I got there, oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's-
what a
it's a
place.
crazy
It's insane.
They
It's
do movies
unreal.
there and stuff too.
Yeah.
I saw they did a Harry Potter experience or whatever.
And
so
you
you
know,
can get anything
after
there.
it was over with, I know I'm like a little kid here, but after it was over with, all of the mountains and everything that they show up there,
That
it's-
part was really cool. The whole
oh my
geographic
God.
scenes
It's
and
really,
that was fun.
Yeah, it's something.
All right,
We'd like to go back.
Back to the
Ben.
Cosm infomercial. Actually, I want to pump Josh's tires for a minute. I told him about this, but I don't know if you ever went to hear it. So after Game 3, Stars won in double overtime. The first game in Minnesota. I then saw you morning of Game 5 back here in Dallas. Well, after Game 3, they put out another of Sam's favorite podcast, which is not DLS Stars, but 32 Thoughts with Elliot Friedman and Kyle
DLS is not
Bukowskis.
even close.
And Elliot gave Josh a little shout out. Well, here it is.
In a lifetime of questionable decisions, I do agree I made a questionable decision. But I wanted to get home, and I listened. By the way, Josh Bogorad, you had a great call of that game. I listened to you as I drove back home, and Josh, outstanding. You painted a great picture. Although I will say, Josh, I was rooting against you in the sense I wanted nobody to score. I know that at late at night, Josh probably wants to go late night, have a steak, maybe a beer, game over. I was like, no, nobody score. And I did get home in time to see the winner in double overtime. But I wanted to shout out Josh for calling a great game.
So there you go.
That's cool.
Do you remember your call on the game?
No,
winner?
no. Hold on.
Oh, you got.
I have a better question.
Okay.
Do you want a steak after double overtime?
Yes. I mean, you guys all know me well enough. Luds and I have been in studio together for years and years. I eat a ridiculous,
Luds,
unhealthy
Can
amount.
you back up his quantity of
so-
consumption of food?
I didn't even know you ate. I don't.
There
eat
you go.
food.
Yeah.
Well, it was always. Well, there's 2 pork chops in every can. That's the way I look at it. So if you want to call it a steak, you can call it a steak. If you want. I don't care.
No, but that game was 9 p.m. start, right? It was an 8:50.
That was such a
So
late
double
night.
overtime. I don't remember exactly what time it was that we finished up and we got out of there. I know it was really late. There were no steakhouses that were open. It was in St. Paul on a weeknight. You couldn't even get a beer anywhere. It was crazy. But Elliot is right that I would have wanted a steak and a beer after that. I typically always want both of those things. But that's, I mean, he's he's an awesome person. Like I've gotten a chance to get to know him over the years, but also fantastic at what he does, and that's always
nice?
pretty cool to hear. Yeah,
He's always at our events here.
He
We
is.
do a Gillies.
Yeah.
He's at the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
the Hall of Fame.
He's part of the selection committee.
because he is part of the selection committee, so he's always here. And he's great. I love Freach, and that's very cool to hear.
So again, Sam, I know this is very food centric, but I'm fascinated by it because Sam asked me what I do after we're done with our show, and I go, honestly, I just try to go to bed. It's hard to bring yourself down from a game broadcast, whether it's this with Luds or if you're calling play-by-play. Do you still want like a full meal afterwards? Because again, when we were
He's
young,
laughing already.
right? Well, because when we were young, you get the order on the bus, right, in the minors, and you just do whatever. Then you quickly realize I didn't just skate 3 hours and play a hocky game.
Right.
I can't eat.
Can't
that
have the
pasta that
Thomas
they
Harley
do
DiGiorno.
because I'm not burning it off that way. And so I started lightening it up. Whatever. Are you still going full quantity like you always do?
Yeah, again, it's not a good way to be, but I have a pretty ridiculous, like unexpected, like unhealthy, like appetite. And so
Sam, do you know this?
yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
Josh would be not crazy. I don't know if you're doing it now or not, but he would not be out of the ordinary to consume 2 12-inch subs in one sitting.
Yeah,
Not 1 foot long.
sometimes more.
My
Like
style.
or
That's my
more.
style.
Yeah, like sometimes three.
You have a famous enchilada count, I think, at one point, wasn't
I
it?
have no idea. I mean,
I think Sevi said it was like
it's
a
horrified.
dozen
It's
enchiladas.
horrified servers
Yeah.
before.
Horrified.
So it's
Like
yeah.
for a guy that's 6'1", he
you don't
shouldn't be
eat
able to
food.
eat for enough
Yeah.
for 3 people.
Yeah.
This is more of a kid's lunchable a
No,
day kind of guy.
Sevi again. Apparently doesn't remember, but Sevi would constantly beak me because we'd go into the Las Colinas studio for the pre and post game show, and I'd have multiple sandwiches and and would plow through those. So yeah, look, again, after like we get off at weird times and sleep at weird times, and if we are leaving and we're going on a plane, there's typically food on the plane, and I'll get some extra comments from people on the plane because they know that,
I would bet.
that I'm
Some
definitely, yeah. Brad Alberts has made a few comments before, and yeah, it's again, it's not something that like I'm happy. It's just, like that. I can tear down some food.
Wait, you wear an Apple Watch, right?
I do.
Do you ever check how many calories you burn calling a game?
Random
Random
I
question.
literally have
I'm
never.
just wondering
once.
if you're like heart
Never
rate
once.
going and
It's
everything.
not-
You
it's-
burn
it's
calories
not-
calling a game.
Yeah, I was
Your
gonna
heart
say
rate
whatever
going
it
and
is.
stuff?
It's
No?
not.
I know it's not playing
I'd
the game.
probably equate it to like less than one half of one shift. And so-
Okay,
so
you can have one bite of food.
You're one bag of chips.
My God, before we get to our second break, I'm just going to ask a hockey question. I don't know. It's kind of a hockey
Are
podcast.
you allowed to?
Quick, talk about Cosm.
Can you? My cousin.
Cosm.
Oh, I thought you meant cousin subs.
Yeah, that is what I
Cousin
meant.
subs.
There you go. Good
Okay.
job.
What went wrong?
God.
I have no idea. You're good
That's
about
the-
hockey?
that-
We
I
have-
wanted
Josh,
somebody
you
wants somebody
have-
to throw a hockey
You have
question.
2 minutes to
You have
dissect the
You have
season.
2 minutes. Go. Man, what went wrong in? I think what went wrong in the playoffs is not necessarily what went wrong in the regular season. And I know that there's probably things that you can look at and things that you do look at and things that Gully will
Well,
look
you
at.
have no idea.
I know I have some idea. But I think that when you're doing the autopsy on this season, I do think it is a mistake to completely discard 82 games for 6. I understand everything gets magnified. I understand that this exit sucks. I know the clock's running and we'll hit our break time. I think that the fact that they lost in the playoffs is now heightened because it was a first round exit. And I think you can't tell the story of it being a first round exit without talking about who their opponent was. I'm not sitting here and crying about the 2-3 Central because you had the option to go win it, right? Like they did last year, like they did against Vegas when that was a tough draw in the 1-8 matchup. Credit to Minnesota. They deserve to win. They deserve to advance in that series. but that also wasn't the Stars getting their doors blown off outside of game one, which I will never be able to explain why that happened.
Yep.
That I cannot. I don't know that anybody will be able to explain. That was probably the most shocking thing that happened,
especially
all
since they
year.
played 2 weeks prior.
Yeah,
that's
because you knew what game you were expecting.
A surprise.
On the 9th.
On the
9th.
That's an inside joke
the
of us. spinning the table on
79th
me
game
being
of the
wrong.
year against Minnesota felt so much more like a playoff game
Yes.
than game one.
Is that right? One team played like it was a playoff game.
No, but they both played like a playoff game.
Did
On the
anybody
9th.
watch the first 5 minutes of that game? Listen, we're going to go to break.
Yeah,
No,
we
go
are.
ahead. You want to carry this over? We'll carry this over
carry
on
it
DLLS.
Okay.
Hey, Stars fan. The beards are growing, the stakes are rising, and the energy is unmatched. The Stanley Cup playoffs and Bud Light, well, it's here. It's time. Whether you're keeping the tradition alive with a playoff beer or you're just there for, I don't know, a couple overtimes, which we've already had, a heart stopper it was, Bud Light is the official beer of the NHL. Right here. There's only a little bit left in this one. And whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or you're just sitting on the couch or you're sitting in the studio here having a few Bud Lights, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light, well, turns a win into a one-win. We're celebrating the love of the game from the first puck drop to the final handshake with a Bud Light. Because great hockey and cold Bud Light, that's an easy win. A win just isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Bud Light, it's easy to drink, easy to enjoy, but remember, enjoy it responsibly. 21 and over. Remember, kids, 21 and over. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Now, Shady Race. You know that moment? The one where you suddenly realize that your very expensive sunglasses have just fallen off your face and you stepped on them. Or they got scratched on the driveway. Or worse, they fell into the water. Ocean, lake, pond, river, stream, estuary, lagoon. Okay, get beside the point. Shady Rays is a perfect answer to all of that. It changes the game because they make sunglasses for real life. We're talking about seriously good-looking, polarized, durable, and as Luds would say, not stupidly expensive. And of course, they have lost and broken replacement protection, which means even on day one, if you lose or break your Shady Rays, they will send you a new pair, no guilt trip, no questions asked. So now you can wear them everywhere you go and not worry about your sunglasses taking a hit. Go to shadyrays.com and use the code SRDLLS for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. All right, we're here with Josh Bogorad. We didn't go anywhere.
Nice
But
read, Luds.
Let's get back to this.
You know how long that took?
I can.
How many takes do you think that took? Yeah. That's it?
Oh, it's not bad.
It's the Marsmen one.
Marsman was tough.
That one didn't go so well.
There's a lot that are tough.
You see, here's the scoop with this shit, this stuff.
It's all right.
And we knew
Just
that
like
was
to
roll.
point out,
Just roll.
you are the
I-
one digressing.
we knew that was coming.
Owen or somebody.
Noted, Owen.
You know how they send the
Thank you.
rundown kind of thing? Well, then
Rundown kind of thing.
I'm in my car driving here,
Yeah.
and then they send the Marsmen read, like as I'm driving.
That's
there.
not true.
And it is. That's when I look
No,
at
that's
it.
not right.
You know,
So-
emails and texts are timestamps.
But you have
can
9
figure
different.
this out really
9
I
different
have it all in
versions
my
of it,
email.
and
Yeah.
you got to break it all down. I have no clue. So,
Just go on your Twitter.
Hang
You
on,
have it on
hang
there.
Wait. Can,
I got
can
hacked.
be-
I'm hacked.
Yes. He is.
before we fully move on, I know we're spiderwebbing to everything. Can you pantomime driving again, please?
Yeah, let's see. How
Can
was
I-
that?
Pants. What?
How was that, Luds? How did you drive?
I don't think we're getting through
When I'm
this.
driving?
Are you driving down the street here?
It was
My dad does that.
Solid prop work from
Right.
you.
My dad does
when
that
you were
too.
telling your story.
Well, those are for the people not watching.
Right? Like, Josh,
No,
there
it's
he
actually
is.
the other way around.
There he
It's for the
is.
people who are. You're telling me your driving
He's doing
hand
this.
motion was for the people not watching. I got you. All
For
cleared
audio
up.
only
Got
people.
do you have the full photo?
Luz
Got
is
it.
currently driving.
The full
got
bus
it.
driver photo?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, we've been having fun
Oh
with
my
AI. With
God.
Luz
Make sure to buy
Hey,
Lud's
for all
coin.
of you tuning in audio only,
Yeah, here it is.
Yes, Josh just moved his hands like he's driving a bus in the kindergarten wheels on the bus.
Okay.
Hey, let me
Reenactment.
say real quick: if
Good
you're listening
times.
to the show, go back to the beginning and watch it on YouTube.
So
Don't listen to it.
let's go to
Yes,
game
we
one.
want to see it.
way to get in there.
Hockey question.
Yeah,
Let's go to
let's
game
go.
one.
Yeah.
After the third or fourth goal, which, and again, we know it's not a good game, blah, blah, blah. We can talk about that. If it's not for last season, with the way the season ended with DeBoer and Jake. Do you think that's why he stayed in that game? And I would get it. I even said, I understand. But to me, whether you want to call it the third goal or the fourth goal, I'm putting Casey in. Now, I completely understand. That's the one where Gully was kind of looking down at the floor because they were trying to decide on the fourth goal. I think he was going, was that a bad goal? But it got bounced around. And it was, I'm just curious, like, how would you look at that?
I think that's a fair question. I think the fact that the season did end the way it did, and I think you started to say this, I think he made the right call.
Yep.
He definitely made the right call because Jake is your guy, and you don't want to do that. I also think that that you don't live in a vacuum, and the season ended the way it did last year. I don't think that he was telling lies when he said post-game, and I feel this exact same way, you cannot look at game one and put that at the feet of the goaltender. I don't care if I was the goalie.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're pulling the goalie and it's not the goalie's fault that you're losing, what's the reason that you're pulling the goalie? Right? And in theory, I know I'm kind of hijacking the question a little bit, but the reason you pull a goalie is for, well, let's just say three things. One, performance, and you got to get them out of there and punish them and embarrass them, or just like, hey, cauterize it.
It's going to be
enough,
two of the three
right?
that you say.
Or it's to change something because you just need to change something because your whole team is drowning.
Yep.
Or it's a mercy pull, and you know that this game is probably not coming back, and just you don't need to take any more punishment. You throw it like it's a life preserver. We don't live in a world where last year didn't happen. So knowing the information that he had at that point, I think two things can be true. It would have been a mistake to pull Jake Ottinger considering the narrative, and that was not Jake's fault.
Yep.
Game one was not Jake's fault.
Yeah, no, it's on the team.
So
I'm sending a message.
Actually, great comparison, Luds.
So then at that point, if let's just say it's to send a message and change everything, there's collateral damage and there's a ripple effect.
With Jake.
Yeah,
when he's coming over, I walk right down to Jake and I say, listen, this is not on you. I don't like the way the guys are playing in front of you. I don't want this. I don't want that. Also, I think that throw a bone to Casey, see what he does, and we know what he's done all year long.
Sure, he's fantastic.
He's been really good. And I do think that Jake can sit there for a period and then be ready 48 hours later and go, I'm giving a better effort.
Listen, getting to know Jake over the years, I don't think mentally there's any problem. I think he's okay, and I think he would have been okay. I think he handled a very rough situation with Pete, very diplomatically, very well, and came back this season. And I mean, what would have happened if Pete was still here? Those questions were asked a year ago and never found out. But I think that to what you're saying, if Gully would have made that decision, I fully believe he would have done what you're talking about. Because what I saw firsthand over this last year is that he is a fantastic communicator.
I agree.
Fantastic. I think he handled so many things exceptionally well. And I think that this whole team, this is part of what I really hate about how this season ended, because it casts a very large shadow on what was objectively and undeniably a good year. Now, maybe they overachieved.
All things considered, though, injuries and everything. Yeah.
Maybe like 50 wins, 112 points is higher than like what their play looked like at times. Maybe it isn't, but it doesn't matter. Like by every metric, this was a successful season. And that's why when we're talking about how you look back on this year,
we're talking season.
I think you have to look at not necessarily a postseason, but again, you can't tell that story without looking at sample size and opponent. And they weren't good enough. The Stars weren't good enough. And I think they've owned that with their postseason comments. But I also think that they had some things that definitely didn't break in their favor that contributed to that. And this is one person's opinion. I think it would be a mistake to discard 6 months of a sample size for 6 games of a sample size when you were down some pretty critical pieces, when you were, and I mean that not just who was out of the lineup, but the health and the.
Let's not talk about the health.
No.
We have some people that are not healthy a lot.
Okay.
He's not just talking about me either.
Yeah,
I actually
Sam could play for the Dallas
You can see he was winking at me.
Yeah,
And I thought
yeah.
he was 100%
No,
talking about
Josh,
you.
can I bounce off that? Though?
Yeah,
'Cause
please.
Jim Nill said yesterday, and I know Jim can't say everything. He's never going to come out and be like, you know what, our team sucks. We got to blow it up. That's just not going to happen. But he's a pretty honest guy, and he was pretty straightforward of, this isn't something we're going to go trade 4 of our best players and blow it up and change everything. Do you think this team rolling back, Sagan's healthy, players are healthy, Mikko comes back fully healthy, do you believe this team mostly rolled back with maybe a change or two is a team that can make another run at a cup next year?
Yes, I do. I don't. Now, again, that doesn't mean that they will.
Of course.
That doesn't mean that they will roll it back. It doesn't mean that they will go on a run, because I would bet that they're likely in for another 2-3 tough Central Division matchup next year. Colorado's not going anywhere. And Minnesota, I don't know what Quinn Hughes is going to do, right? They've got a huge decision on their hands. He's entering a contract year, but they're not. They're going to be a problem.
Yep.
Utah's
Winnipeg coming up. Like, does Winnipeg have a resurgence? There's always things that are unexpected. So as long as this playoff format is what it is, which is indefinitely going to be the case, the Stars live in a tough draw. Like, it's just what you get. You don't get to pillow fight, right? Like, this is the reality of the situation. It sounds very much like loser speak when you are on the side that lost. But the reality is, without question, a Stanley Cup contender was going to have a first-round exit.
Oh, yeah.
As soon
It
as
happened
Dallas
last year,
and
too.
Minnesota.
Yep.
Right, Colorado. And I know that you brought it up.
I did.
I know that Jim did. I certainly, where my mind went after, they didn't blow everything up in Colorado and then broke records coming back. But there's also a fine line between, what's the definition of insanity?
Oh, yeah.
And so I think this is where very difficult decisions get made. But if you're asking me, I think small tweaks are needed much more than overhaul
Well, let's
tweaks.
talk about that.
Because I would love to see a not recovering Mikko Rantanen, a Rope Hintz, a Tyler Sagan, like, thrown into that series. I'll tell you what, the team that's still playing right now looked a whole lot different when Matt Zuccarello was out of the lineup.
Yes.
They look a whole lot different
Same
with
with
no
Eriksson
Joel
Ek out.
Eriksson
Yep.
Ek. Like, these are real things that happen. The Stars beat Colorado without Jason Robertson and without Miro Heiskanen last year.
Yep.
You have the option of winning even when critical people are out of the lineup. They did not. That means there's tough questions and tough times. But I sure would like to see that team fully there get a kick at the can.
So 2 big things to decide this summer: Jamie Benn
Yeah.
and Jason Robertson.
Yeah.
We talk about nibbling around the edges as far as free agency or any kind of trades and stuff. Those aren't nibbles. Those are massive things for Jim Nill to figure out. And
Sam's engineering a 1-for-1 trade, right?
I was hoping you were going to say that.
we need a Michael McCarron drop for sure now. But when you look at the Jake Ottinger situation and not wanting to recreate that, I can't help but think about, and I said this to Luds the other day on the show, how Mike Modano's tenure ended with the Stars, and they don't, as captain and then obviously playing for the team. And I know that wasn't Jim Nill and his group, but I think that there is something that's pervasively hanging around of, we don't want Jamie Benn's career as a Dallas Star to end the way that happened with Modano.
Yeah, I would imagine that's similar to the type of conversation that everybody has with every legend of their franchise when you're a lot closer to the end than you are the beginning or even the middle. I get why the conversation is happening. I'm not numb to that at all. I completely understand. But Jamie Benn in 60 games this year was on a pace that basically gets you 20 goals and 50 points in the regular season. And he played about 13 minutes, right? Now, again, 6 games in the playoffs, at times were not good for the entire team. And I think he doesn't live on an island if you want to examine 6 games and talk about what you didn't see versus what you did in the regular season. But he wasn't the only one. So I caution overreacting to 6 games the same way I'm sure Luds and other people would caution underreacting to 6 games.
Yep.
And that's what makes this tricky, because I don't really know how those decisions get made. And honestly, I don't know that there is a fully correct answer in how you weigh 82 versus 6. When you go on a longer playoff run the way the Stars have in the last few years, you have more of a sample size. You can draw some conclusions based on 20 playoff games, 19 playoff games that probably tell you a little bit more than 6. But I also know that, like, on a national scale, there were people asking me about Wyatt Johnston based on last year's playoff run because of the minuses that he had. And I was like, every time I got the question, I'm like, okay, all right, let's just make sure you don't get over your skis based on a small sample, because he got 260 games that I can point to with other stuff. And he comes back and has a historic season and was one of the few contributors in this playoffs. I just think that as a whole, everybody needs to look at everything that happened, good, bad, in between. And no, I do not grade November against Winnipeg the same way I do April against Minnesota. Of course, the game changes. The competition changes. Like, for all of these reasons, like, you have to weight it and pay more attention to big games and playoff games and certain games. But I can't throw away what I saw in the regular season, and that was Jamie Benn coming back from a collapsed lung
and a concussion,
and the concussion
we didn't know about.
Well, I mean, it was. Remember, he fell face first.
Yes.
Yeah. So he missed the games, and whether the injury was
As we get
disclosed
older,
or
we
not.
all fall face first.
You know what? I'm just
on
hoping,
our own.
I'm hoping to make it through the rest of this
Exactly.
without doing that
Thought it
right
was.
here. But I think that, yeah, like, he went through some stuff this year. And
Had to wear a visor for a few minutes.
And well, that was when he came back for
Yeah.
one game and wore the visor and then discarded that.
Never again.
And he had the scar.
But it justified our T-shirt of him.
That's
which
right.
has the visor on it.
But you're talking about you mentioned 2 questions, and
Which would be another hour of our show, probably.
the Jamie Benn conversation. If he wants to come back,
Yeah.
I think there's 100% a place for him.
Well, they've already said it.
But I agree with that decision. You're talking about a 20-goal, 50-point pace, and that's just like the tangible productivity. Then you have what he means to this team, what he means behind the scenes. I know that you Luds, for those who are audio only.
Yeah,
I'm
he's pointing at
Luds while I'm driving. And you know what guys in a room mean more than any one of us.
Right.
And you know more than anybody who's tuning in. And I can tell you, I think you guys have all experienced this, the number of people who have come to Dallas over the years, free agency, trade, what have you, and the same refrain that you get is that Jamie is one of the better captains they've ever played for. And oftentimes it's followed up with, I wasn't necessarily expecting that when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jamie Benn inside the Stars room, where it matters most, I think is a different Jamie Benn than the guy who stands at a podium and answers questions from the media.
Oh, yeah.
Very
And
different.
I think
Yes.
that is also something that is magnified beyond plain view for the public. So if you've got a guy who's going to cost very little against the cap when you're a cap strap team, and you've got a guy that puts up 20 goals and 50 points in 13 minutes, and you've got a guy that means that much to your group, and he wants to come back, I could find space for that guy on my team any year.
You know what I'll say,
All
too?
right.
Right before we go to
we
break.
have
1
to
minute.
go to
Ryan,
break.
maybe
Nope, we
10
have
seconds.
to go to break now.
Ah!
8, 7,
You suck.
6. There you go. You're in. You got it in. That's all you wanted to say, right?
Okay, live read. Let's go for it.
All right, now let me get back to my point here.
What were you going to say, Sam?
I don't
were
know.
Were you going to talk about the Jamie Benn?
I was gonna talk about the shirt,
Jamie Benn,
yeah.
So let's call up the
Bud's
captain.
already said
Hopefully we'll
shit,
see
so I'm gonna
this
say
again.
too.
There's that visor he wore once.
at it.
And you notice something about that? There's 2 ends in that.
Okay.
You know how long it took me to even ask the question about it? Actually, I didn't even notice.
you
it,
ask
to be honest,
why?
I killed this shit. I did, and I don't remember what they told me. But
I assume it has something to do with the way his name is
There
spelled.
you go. Josh got it.
Yes.
apparently, yeah. See, there you go.
I didn't think it was like the Da Vinci
We didn't
Code.
design it, I tell you.
And you might as well pull up Robo because pull up both of them. Pull up both of them.
Josh Charlie Days at the
Yeah, there
white
we go.
marker board.
There's the
already.
Wyatt Johnston sharpshooter that Josh is waxing poetically about, and then Robo. And Josh, is it a no-brainer that he gets signed? I mean, is it a done deal?
Just Josh in 10 seconds. And
Yeah,
then
10
read.
seconds. I'll let you get through the read, then we can talk.
There is no read. Can't
There
you
is.
tell? This is just-
AllDLS.com. Get
literally
your shirts
nothing.
today.
No, what, you ad-libbed this whole thing?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I pass it
Done.
off to Sam. For
Yeah,
the
so
last
impressive.
if,
That was
let
well
me
done.
ask you guys this. Have you ever been driving in your car down the tollway and you really wish you had some cool gear from DLS? Well, if you become a diehard, you can get that.
You
get
gotta
a
point at
free
the
shirt
logo now,
when you
right
start.
there.
Right below Josh is the QR code.
Yeah.
You get a
See,
free
it's not
shirt
that easy,
right when
is
you
it?
sign up, and then you get 20% off all the rest of our merch. Shirts, hoodies, hats, all kinds of cool stuff.
I've
The
been doing
flag
that
that,
for 2
that
years.
Luds loves. And you get 20% off all of our cool events.
was
Like
doing that for
maybe
the
we go back
audio
to
only
Cosm
listeners.
this year, like we were just talking about. Luds can steal some more cones. And then you get access to the Discord, which I believe we might have some Discord questions for Josh.
We'll never get through them. all.
Diehard Discord questions for Luds, which we'll definitely do this summer. Diehard mailbag article. It's coming out tomorrow from me. Do that all summer. All kinds of really cool stuff. Plus, as I always bring up, the community is the coolest part here at DLS. The fact that all of our diehards go to games together, meetups. I'm just waiting for the day when 2 of our diehards get together and get married, because that's a cool story.
It's probably going to happen.
AllDLS.com/diehard. You can get married
Is that
too.
you and Owen?
All right.
I'm already getting married.
Let's go. Well,
Monogamy.
Congratulations.
hold on,
You'll have
guys.
me.
We have a
Move to
super
Utah.
chat. So go ahead and throw that up there, Ryan. This is a Jamie Benn and Mikko Rantanen from The Stars Are Cooked. Oh, he's not ready for it yet. I thought he'd be ready. It's one of our best drops.
is cooked right now.
Thank you, Sean. Great guests. Love the work, Josh and boys. Is it just me, or is the head on Razor bobblehead enormously large? Just saying, have a great weekend. Still hard to believe we're out of the postseason. And then Harry in the chat said his head is huge in real
I was
life.
gonna say you could cut out the word
And
bobblehead
then-
there.
Control Alt Own said it's to scale with Razor's head, and then they just kept going.
They had to put a great big base on it. It's made out of lead, so it wouldn't tip
There
over.
you go. You want
Josh, I don't know if you know, but we have about 24 of those.
Yeah,
in
we
this-
got.
in the
Would
studio
you like
here.
to take one with you?
I think you gave me one last time I was here.
I did.
You get one for
So
every
time
time.
I give them
You
away.
used to have 25. You're slowly getting through them.
All right.
Yeah,
so
you got to come on more often.
I know. Just if I knew they were
We'll be down
party
to
gifts.
23 after you leave.
one of the
Drinks and
benefits
Razor
of being a
bobblehead.
diehard
Oh, go ahead.
is to ask questions.
Oh.
Sam, you are a diehard, so
I am?
why don't? What do you mean you are? Do you have your little card?
No, I never got a
You
card
never got the card
or a free
Okay.
shirt.
Would you like to
This
ask
is his
Josh a
second.
question?
This is
before-
his second favorite podcast.
Yes,
That's right. That is
third.
at
That's
least.
right.
Third.
What,
Yeah.
what else is on there?
Ben, our GM Ben, has a Disney.
He must be
Park
doing 2 other
podcast.
ones because he's never here.
Yeah,
So he's
I'm
probably doing
on
2
the other
podcasts.
ones.
Okay.
Would you like to ask my question now?
Which one?
The one that you wanted to ask 3 minutes after we were already late.
I didn't
for
want a
break?
question. I had a statement, but I'll ask Lud's question. Just Jason Robertson come back next year.
I'm curious about your statement now.
Yes,
I think I
me
asked
too.
that.
No, because it was about.
All right.
All I was
okay.
going to say was that because Jamie
frustrated
Ben
about
is
it.
so hard to get to crack in the media.
Yeah.
When you do have a human moment with him,
Yeah.
it's that much more rewarding. That was all I was going to say.
Yeah,
And I had
like-
that this year for the first time a couple times.
Oh,
I-
that's
I-
for another show.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think like most people that followed this team for a while, I'm a huge fan of Jamie. What he's meant to this organization. I think everybody understands, like I said earlier, that you're near the end. But I also think that I know it's super redundant, so I apologize. I think you can have a tendency, all of us can, everybody can, to look at every aspect and make snap decisions based on 6 games when, again, he was not the culprit of you're talking about a guy who at his cap hit and his ice time has extreme value from my perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that that's important to realize. The Jason Robertson question that you guys are transitioning to is, that's strangely enough, he plays a larger role on this team than Jamie does. But that's a more complicated question because it feels like it's more of a two-way street. I don't think there's any question that the Stars want Jason Robertson back. I don't think that there's any world in which that's not the case. But when you live in a salary cap world, then the question becomes, how does the number fit? And I don't know. I'm not in the negotiating room. I think the Stars have done very well with managing what's been a very difficult thing to do, especially when the flat cap got introduced,
which COVID stuff did not
screwed
help
everybody's
at all. Yes.
plans up. Like, I think the Stars have navigated that. I think that's one of the things that when you look back at this era of NHL hockey and look at the teams that had success before and then after the pandemic, I think that, you want to talk about tap dancing your way through like something that nobody expected when it comes to small in comparison to what the world was dealing with, but certainly like that's a curveball of all curveballs. And the fact that the Stars have been perennial contenders kind of before, during, and after that it's a pretty impressive testament to how they've all done. But when you have good teams and you go on good runs and you have a lot of people that need to get paid, then, even with a rising cap now, you're going to have issues. I know why the question's asked. I completely understand it. You guys have to ask it. You're probably going to ask it to each other and to everyone else until we get clarity on an answer sometime within the next
shows till
month.
September.
Right. I'm asking it
until July 1.
I'm asking it myself at the same point. But I think that where Jamie is in terms of what it costs to keep him and where his ice time is, I think that that's one thing. And then the Robertson question is, can you come to an agreement? Jim sounded pretty confident yesterday and what he wanted.
Robo said he was optimistic.
And he changed agents, and the agent happens to have a pretty good relationship
He should have an office up in the Frisco,
so,
right?
If you want to read the tea leaves, but I can't get into the speculation of what's going to happen because unlike the other scenario, there is a part to this, which is a negotiating number that we don't know about.
And see, that's the thing is we're going to keep kicking this around.
Right.
And we don't know.
We don't. And that's why I said, I understand why you have to ask the question.
Well, that's Sam asked it. I would have never asked it.
But there's too much information that I don't have. I'll tell you that Jason Robertson, is going to make a lot of money, and he's going to be a heck of a player, and he is a heck of a player. And I think that the Stars want that to be in Dallas on their team.
Yeah.
And I'm confident that the parties all want the same thing and it's aligned enough. But not being in the negotiating table, what are we talking about?
It wouldn't shock us either way, right? I could see Robo, he signs 12 million 8 years here. Amazing. We saw that. But he goes signs 16 million somewhere else. You're like, oh yeah, I could see that. It's worth that.
Look,
that's the craziest part.
Kirill signed 17. And then, what was it, weeks later, McDavid signed 12?
Yep.
And
12 and a half or something.
Okay.
Yeah, close enough.
But after that, it was like, whoa, wait. This set the market. The first domino was Kaprizov's. It set the market. And then all of a sudden, it was like, well, now the market's been reset. And it's like
and maybe he's rethinking that.
Yeah,
because what he wanted hasn't happened
No,
yet.
it certainly didn't this year.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot at play. I think that Jason has put himself in a position where he is legitimately a top-tier player that deserves to be in the spot that he's in. I think the Stars have put themselves in a position where they have handled things like this very, very well, and I think they've got the right people in charge to both negotiate and make the decision that they need to make. But look, if I'm not saying he's doing this, but you're right. If someone comes in and just has a crazy number, then there's a world in which that maybe doesn't work out. But all we're doing here is talking about total hypotheticals.
So I'm going to ask you a question you do know the answer to.
Okay. 7.
Oh. And we've only talked about 2 people today, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about Jamie Benn.
Okay.
No, I don't. I'm just joking.
Okay.
So-
I was like, I thought we did. I might have blacked
that
out.
one.
That's
when
how you
Jamie
debate.
is gone, when Jamie, whatever day
Yeah.
that is, who's the next one? Where that see?
That's good. And I think it probably, I think it has to factor in to when it happens, right? That's going to be
Yeah.
part of the decision too.
Yes.
But it's going to be within the next couple of years or whatever.
But I think when Jim says, did you hear Jim yesterday?
I don't
he was
listen.
asked-
These guys all blow smoke.
We
I
did.
don't listen to them. I
Jim-
let these guys actually
Jim
think
was
that they
Jim
all
was
tell
good.
the truth.
Jim was asked this, and he laughed as he answered, and he said, "I've got about was it 3 or 4 or 4 or 5?
Yep.
I got 3 or 4 people that I have in mind, and I'm not going to tell you."
Yeah.
And I like that because it was both honest and it's not his place to tell. And what he did also point out is that it's Jamie C as long as he's here.
Yes.
Because some people talked about a scenario in which Jamie comes back, but he's not the.
That's a tough
Muddy
situation.
water.
Yeah, I don't. And why? Like why?
Yeah.
Like
What motive?
We just
positive?
talked.
There's no
we just
reason.
talked about like the way he's perceived, like in the room where it matters most. Like he's the captain as long as he's here. I think you probably have some decisions that you need to make because you've got a lot of different guys that it could be. If you're looking at the young guy, you're looking at Wyatt Johnston. If you're looking at the current like alpha, you're looking at Mikko Rantanen.
Yep.
If you're looking at maybe the humble lead by example, yeah, look, it's like we're doing carrot top prop work. You got Miro Heiskanen.
Are those your 4?
And I think that
No.
that if you talk about
You
3 or
gonna put Jason Robertson a C on
Oh,
here?
he was kind of in the front already. But
if you're gonna talk about 3 or 4 guys, I think those are 3 or 4 guys. Like it's crazy that they're all so different
Mhm.
in what they bring, and so I don't know. I think you probably also have some conversations about what do you get because the leadership, you know this, the C is special.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
I also
But
feel like
the people that surround that is
There.
even as
there,
important.
there.
Yeah.
And I feel like we live in a world now, even more so
Yeah.
than when you played,
Yeah.
that the leadership group becomes as important.
And that's just where
as
Hitch was
just
ahead
the
of that.
C.
It was
Yeah.
all about the leadership group. It wasn't about the one guy.
Yeah.
But when you put those 3 guys up here, and again, for the people that are listening,
yeah, give the audio.
driving the car,
Yeah.
we have Miro, Wyatt. I'm not talking about Robo here right now. That's just me. And Mikko.
Yeah.
And for me, I think Wyatt is still. Let's just pretend Jamie's not there this year, this coming season. I'm thinking you give it to Mikko. Because nothing against Miro. I think there's somebody that Wyatt can learn from. I don't know him in the room. He seems like a quiet kid. And you need someone that can step up and call guys out at times. And that's changed a little bit, I know, from the past.
That's Mikko.
But you still, that's right.
Yep.
That's Mikko.
Yep.
And Mikko, you don't always have to do it to the team. You can do it in an interview if you're not comfortable doing that. And guys still get it. But anyway, you're better off doing it as a group. But that's just my opinion when it comes to Wyatt. I think Wyatt eventually is the guy.
Okay, so maybe it's
I
a
don't-
1-2 type of thing for
Yes.
you. Yeah.
I don't know if Wyatt is if it's tomorrow, I'm giving it to 96, but that's just me.
I don't think you can go wrong with any of the guys that we're talking about. I think there's obviously different styles, but I think where I would have the most confidence in what the Stars have at their disposal is the fact that because the leadership group as a whole is so important, they're going to have a lot of different bases covered, right? Like if you look at this, you've got a European contingent, you've got an older contingent, you've got a younger contingent, you've got a like steamroll guys on the ice contingent, cerebral player contingent, like this.
Yep.
It's a pretty diverse collection. So regardless of where you land, as long as you're talking with the other guys and letting them know, and it's not just lip service that, look, here's where the C is, but let's be honest. Was Joe Pavelski any less of a leader when he wasn't wearing a captain? I'm glad I got the ding in. I think the Stars are set up well where they've got a lot of options and a lot of support help. To now, it just comes down to, all right, what direction do you want to go for the actual C? You're going to have a lot of different bases covered
So you didn't
when that time comes.
You're not stepping out there then, aren't you?
You want me?
Yeah.
Are you offering?
I
you
want to
me
know.
to hand?
Who
I
do
want
you hand it to?
Who do you give it to?
If this
For
year,
everything you
I don't.
said.
I don't think it's going to happen this
All
year.
right,
No,
so
no,
let's say
I'm
let's
just
say
saying.
it's 2 years down the line.
That's a year from now. Let's say Jamie plays one more year.
Yeah.
Too bad he's got to be in the room with these guys all the time.
No, it's not too bad because I really think. Yeah, I will. I'll stick with what I said before.
Sticking with the group.
You,
That, like,
said everything.
What?
We can't give it to three
He's sticking
people.
with the leadership.
No, but I
group.
don't like. All right, so if it's in 2 years from now, like you've got 2 years of information that you don't have right now.
Look at you tap dancing right now.
What do you mean? Are you?
Are you kidding me? Have some stones and make a decision.
You want me to
Okay, you know what?
hypothetically name
Jamie,
the captain
let-
of
let
a
me-
guy who I
let-
told you I
let-
think
let
is
me make
Josh?
it
Who will be
easier
the
for you.
captain after the next
Let-
captain? That's what we want to know.
okay.
10
Let's
years
just
from
say
now.
Jamie
Hang
calls.
on, can we pull up
Jamie calls
13-year-old
in
like
2 weeks from now and says, "Jim, I've decided I'm done." Who do you give the seat to?
you?
Oh my God!
No, if it was right now, I think I'd probably go with who you said. I think I'd probably go at 96.
Yeah, and you do that a year from now too. I would assume.
I don't know.
Maybe not. Yeah,
I
but
don't
okay.
know.
That's
I
what,
don't know.
That's where I figured.
That
you'd
does.
go,
I like
but
what you
sure
said. Though,
took
'cause
you long.
I like
enough
what
to
you
get
said
there.
though, because that could give a 96 for whatever 5 years, and then a 53.
Absolutely.
Right? Instead
That's
of four-
that's
instead of
what I'm
rushing
saying
it.
is you have enough disparity in age where you're not
I
closing
just want to
out.
say, Wyatt, if you're listening, he said Miko, not you.
Well, you're just trying to get him.
There
in
goes
trouble.
that interview.
I'm sure why it is.
So
if you want to
No, I think man, he sure screams captain
Yes, he
at some
does.
point, right?
Feels
I
like
don't
it.
see. That's what I mean. I don't know. I'm only going from what I see outside, and I've seen the fire from '96.
Yeah.
and I'm Wyatt just seems to kind of go with the
So then
flow.
again, to pull you back in and like, is 96 a guy that you could go to and say, you don't, do you remember when they gave Jamie the captaincy? It was 2013.
I don't remember driving here today.
Like
it
this.
was like this.
Just like that. Two hands.
It
was my hands were at.
That's
going
gonna
to
be our
something.
post-show
Insane.
thumbnails.
I-
Everybody driving together.
I feel,
There he is. Bud's on his way in.
And I.
You
and
look like
I'm
Sully
I'm
there.
at 3 and 9 too.
Yeah, that's
it's
well
all
done.
Legal. Yeah.
I sometimes I've seen people give the captaincy to younger players almost as like a push, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the ascension. So the same way you talked about how you would have had that conversation with Jake in the event that you try and make that.
Yeah.
Can you go to a guy like Miko and say, look, everybody knows. You don't need special glasses to see what he means to this team and how much of an on-ice
Yeah.
leader he is and how he'll hold people accountable, and you see him barking on the bench, and like he doesn't need a C to do that. He's been that since he's gotten here, and he hasn't been a C, and he got here in crazy situations.
Mhm.
Can you have that conversation and say, we're going to shove 53 in a good way and put him in this ascension, right? Like that's so you call it tap dancing and punting. The thing is,
I didn't say punting. I said tap dancing.
All right, yesterday.
You seem more like a tap dancer.
Yeah, I don't. I'm more of a punter than a tap dancer.
Okay.
But just to clear that up, I think that because the group is what's most important, then it's strategically how do we get the most out of everyone?
Yeah.
And if you
Yep.
feel like he is ready at that time, I could see a world in which you want to give a push to somebody that's lived with Pavelski.
That's the big one,
That's
right?
played under Pavelski and Benn, two of the better captains of this
Yeah, and you're
generation.
talking 36 years old versus 28. You know what I mean? From a age thing. I just think Rantanen is the guy that carries the flag on this team. That's what I think.
I don't disagree.
And I don't know that because I'm not in that room.
No,
You
but
know, and you guys see it more.
I don't disagree with that at all. I also think,
And I think you give it to the guy that follow me. That's what I think.
so. Like Nathan McKinnon is not the captain of the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, I don't know Nathan McKinnon.
No. But the point is,
Landeskog, did you see the interview with him and Landeskog?
Yes.
Did you hear the things he said about
Yes.
Landeskog?
yes,
Landeskog pulls some weight in that room.
of course he does.
It would
Yeah.
be fascinating who they gave the C2 if Landeskog couldn't return like he
Yeah,
did from
yeah.
his 2 years.
I love that they
extensive
kept it
injuries.
away.
I think it's wrong, and I'll say this. And I've said it to Mike. Army made a mistake, and the Army's owned up that mistake. You don't just give it to your best player because that's not necessarily your leader. A lot of times it's true. McKinnon may not want it. I don't know. I don't know anything, but I think Landeskog, everything that he's been through, and we can go up and down. Look at Stahl. I mean, those are the guys
curious
I look
because
at.
you have Makar, you have McKinnon. If Landeskog were to retire,
I don't think Makar's it either.
I don't know. Right. Who would it be? Maybe it's Devon Taves. Maybe it's
Logan
O'Connor.
Yeah, again, if you're not there, you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. It's
Val.
foolish for us to.
Definitely go. Luds, you said you were leaving right at 3. We are now 9.5 minutes beyond.
No, I
that.
said we're
I
done.
just want to
at
say,
3.
if anybody,
I don't control the show.
If Miro
Is
or
this
Wyatt
overtime?
wants to give crap to Josh on the
Overdrive.
plane, he's the one housing 2 footlongs in the 6th row.
I think there's a couple steaks on the plane.
That's it.
Ryan's
So,
the one going
steaks
wrap
on
it
the
up.
plane.
Steak? No, it was
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Josh, if you,
I'm trying to help you out,
We want to
Ryan.
hold you too long. We have a couple diehard questions if
Cool.
you're okay with it.
Let's go.
Okay. Well, Expo
We won't interrupt you.
jumped in. Our buddy Expo said, "Tell him I'm very disappointed in his 5-on-5 performance during the first round."
I know.
Thank you, Kevin.
My bad, Expo. I tried.
But ones that actually are quite interesting. Court says, "Hi, Josh. Hope you and your family are well. What's the most chaotic game you can remember calling? Either a game that was just bananas itself or where the broadcast went off the rails. And why is it with Greg Ludwig?"
The one I referenced earlier where he had his play-by-play coming out. Well, thanks, Cord, and I hope you and your family are well, too. The most chaotic game. There were some in the minors. I feel like you have to go minors and then NHL because there's a different level of chaos in the minors.
I was going to say maybe Dallas Stars
coaches getting ejected and like benches going flying and fights in penalty boxes and
ice
things
falling
like that.
apart,
Yeah,
water bottles being thrown on the ice. Yeah, sticks.
I mean, it's so weird because I wasn't there, and like again, that seems so strange to say. But I don't know that you get much crazier than that Game 7 against Colorado from the bubble in the second round, the Kiviranta game, because it was the Stars leading, and then it was right before Kiwi scored his second goal. Colorado took the lead. It was Vlad Nemesnikov who wound up playing here.
Yep. And
you're thinking, okay, that's going to be the end,
Felt like
right?
it was over.
Like the bubble run is going to end, and
there were a lot of moments in that run.
Two and a half minutes to go, and then on the next shift he scores, and it's like, wait. And I always find it so amazing that Cogliano was the guy who came out, the Iron Man that made a spot for Kiviranta.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that's the one that pops to my mind just because of the swings towards the end, but yeah, like that's certainly up there. There have been some crazy back and forth games.
Well, Claridus writes in, what goal call is your favorite of your career? Is there a game besides Colorado Game 7 last year?
Yeah.
So they're giving you answers already. So you can't say that one.
Yeah.
That sticks out as your favorite that you've called. I mean, you could list probably a half dozen that have been pretty.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
That's your favorite.
Yeah.
Your favorite one hasn't happened.
The one that you're waiting for.
That one
hasn't happened.
I think the last time I was here, I think
clincher.
Sam asked me that question. And I get this question a lot. I feel like I always disappoint with the answer, so I'm very sorry. I don't have a favorite call. I really don't. I've got a lot of moments that I love, like just experiencing as much as I do calling them. I mean, the Mikko Game 7 one was nuts. It was so crazy. Even that series, like Colin Blackwell, it felt like he saved the season before Mikko did because they hadn't won a game in 7 months up to that point because of how the year ended. I don't have. There was. It wasn't a moment. Usually, like it's a moment, like a goal or a save or something like that. The final minute and a half when the Stars eliminated Vegas in Game 7 in the opening round, and it was like you were holding on for dear life, and Vegas was on the attack, and that was such a conference final feeling, and it was avenging the team that had beat you the year before.
Fox's goal?
Yeah. So Fox's scored early in the third, but then
and you're just watching.
I think they went something like 2 minutes without a whistle. So like the final 2 minutes, and you know this from doing games that like when there's just this like build up and it's lasting longer and longer, and it's like the time is winding down as the stakes are getting higher and like nothing's stopping. and there's like an incredible chance that just misses, and Ottinger like makes a save going to his right. Like that sequence as a whole.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say like that's a call, but like that sequence, the building's losing their mind, and
You can feel
like,
it
yeah,
simmering.
that was such a cool spot. So I'm sorry, there's not one call. These guys said it. The one I haven't made yet is my favorite call.
I have three different questions. Oh, and a super chat. So give me the super chat, and then we'll go back to the other ones here. Spit and Chicklets with a very generous DeSmith and 99 Cup here. Could the next captain not be on the team yet? That's interesting.
No.
Probably not.
No, that's tough.
No,
But you never know.
Your whole
Probably
course
not.
here. That's
you're not bringing somebody in here in 2
To be
years
your-
from now.
yeah,
and
that
putting
would
the
be
C on them when you got
really-
Wyatt
something
and you got
really-
Rico.
Unless it's
because of
Pavelski.
the cast that you have,
Yeah.
it'd be a heck of a leapfrog.
Yeah.
All right,
That being said,
Vancouver, that could happen.
18 months ago, Miko wasn't here,
That's fair,
right?
that's fair,
Isn't that
that's
so
fair.
crazy?
asked that question a year ago, we would have said maybe, or a year and a half ago. Three different questions involving Razor. So Ghost Stars 1997 wants to know, what is your all-time favorite Razorism? Schmidt Happen says, has Razor said anything during a broadcast that forced you to mute your mic for uncontrollable laughter? If so, what was it and when? And then Where the Fox Hat said, since we can't see you during play-by-play, do you crack up at Razorisms like the rest of us, or do you give Razor that, hey, you're working with a professional here stare like Beetlejuice?
That's a good reference.
Thank you.
No, I don't. I don't think I've ever given anyone a working with a professional stare. I don't think that's in my arsenal. My favorite Razorism is sometimes you have to pee in the sink.
Yeah.
because it's like, it's obviously funny, but it's also how he was applying it. It was like you just have to take what's there, and it was a pretty colorful way. It was before I was doing play-by-play, but that one I always think is a gold medal winner. No, I don't mute my mic. Sometimes you'll hear me laugh. Like sometimes I actually will just laugh on the air. I like that there's times that he and I will make each other laugh, and I think at the end, this isn't supposed to be that serious. This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
We always keep the game first, and you'll never find Razor and I go on some random 10-minute like offshoot about what we had for dinner last
Razor will
night.
do that on his own.
Not during a game. He won't.
Do you ever go out to dinner with Razor?
Occasionally, yeah.
Very like twice a year.
I don't really keep tabs on how many. But yeah, I think that both of us have a philosophy that we want the game to be number one,
Which is the right philosophy.
but we also
We don't have that.
we also want it to be entertaining, right? Hopefully, every game that you watch, you've been entertained. We've made you smile a little bit, and you've watched a hockey game and come away knowing a few more things
Did
than you did.
Razor chat in or whatever it's called? Did Razor drop,
super chat?
drop anything? Super chat?
I don't think we
Razor
can-
wouldn't super chat. He ain't pulling a nickel out of that wallet.
We got a Miko Rantanen and cup winning year from Razor.
Well done with this.
That just means that Josh has listened to the show once before, or twice.
Proximity
Twice.
goal.
Proximity goal. Yeah, so Sam tried to make the claim that proximity goal was a thing, and we're like, that's not a thing. He's like, it's the goal before the tying goal. It's proximity goal. And then Razor said it. We were just lambasting Sam for being a complete moron, which is still relevant, but not for that. And so then Razor says it, and you should have seen how satisfied this man was when he heard Razor say proximity goal.
Because I heard he was the one that said it the first time.
I don't think I have heard it from him. I've heard it from him multiple times.
Yes.
And I don't think I've heard it from anyone else. But the weird thing about doing games with someone is like Razor and I are basically talking to each other for 3 hours, 80 times a year. And so like there were times when the Stars have gotten within a goal or the other team's gotten within a goal. And in my head, I've thought like, that's the proximity goal. I'm like, I better never say that. because like, that's not my thing.
You'll be canceled.
But it's,
It'll be Vito. He's done.
yeah.
No.
Does Vito get to make that call?
Well,
No.
he's on he's got a direct line to Brad too.
There
so,
you go. But I have heard proximity goal from him. I don't think I've heard it from anyone else.
Don't look at me with such a smug sense of
It's a
satisfaction.
thing.
It's not a thing.
It's a thing from
Razor's made it
It's
a
a thing from the guy I watched call games for the last 20 years.
Jimmy T, I'm not going to ask you your question because he asked about lack of passion and fire. We talked about game 1 and all that before already, but we appreciate Jimmy T's a big diehard for us. Corey is making fun of Sam here because he said, I have a few. Josh, what's your favorite sport to watch that isn't hockey? And are you a Dodgers fan? I can answer that and say, yes, he is. He goes, unlike Sam, can you pronounce Shohei Ohtani?
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sam,
I thought it was gonna
Sam
be about-
famously, the first time, this was when John was still our producer, who's now on the Cowboy Show, but
Trader.
was trying to
RIP.
give Sam ideas of players to talk about with one of our sponsorship reads. And Sam goes, I don't know who show. How do you? I don't even know who that is. How do you
Oh, no.
And I went, what do you mean you don't know? Have we really?
He gave me the dumbest names. Like, how am I supposed to know how to say that?
Yeah.
Just reading it.
I
like-
I mean, he kind of
he's pretty
famous
good.
baseball player.
Yeah, but
It's pretty good. But if you
Baseball.
don't know, listen, we get that in hockey all the time. That there's
Yeah.
household names that people don't have. The backstory to why I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm from Los Angeles. I was born and raised there, but it actually predates. The Dodgers are the only team that I root for that got passed down from my dad. My dad's originally from New York, back when they were the Brooklyn Dodgers, and his dad was a Dodgers fan. So it goes like multiple generations. And so
You guys have no choice but to cheer for the Dodgers.
yeah. I mean, with that lineage, like my kids are named after my grandfather, and like
So they're Dodger fans.
he
already,
was
too.
born in the aughts of the 1900s, and so this is
So
kind
was I.
of been what
So was I.
I know. We were talking about the Civil War
It wasn't,
earlier.
Yeah,
it
and
wasn't
you're-
then. It was
you're-
in the
So you're a
1900s.
big, you're a big Clayton Kershaw guy then.
Yeah, well, of course, from local product.
down the street.
I will definitely. I always have a rooting interest in the Texas Rangers. I know people over there, and I mean,
Some
we
really
we-
good people over
we
there.
really good people, and love that Dallas is our home, and I love that baseball is kind of, even with interleague play, I think of all the sports, it's the easiest where you have multiple teams. I'm not really a multiple team kind of guy.
Yeah.
But there's a part, just because of my dad and my grandfather and like my upbringing, that I'll never fully be able. And I understand they're the new evil empire and everybody hates them.
are they?
But
Not
At
more.
least
yeah.
they're being operated properly. My Red Sox are just an absolute
Yeah.
mess
Everybody
right now.
hates
Are
Boston
your
sports.
kids, do they follow your teams or do they have separate rooting interests? Because my oldest does, almost to a T. My youngest, everything's different.
yeah, I'm
Very independent.
I'm raising my kids right. For the most part, they do, but they're also like stars here,
Yes.
and everything
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
is like far below it.
I've never used that line before. I'm raising my kids.
Just wait, Josh.
In-
we are
in-
going to do a show.
In
where we have-
only that regard.
We're gonna
That's,
have
that's
all-
like the only thing.
we're gonna, at
I'm gonna
some
write
point-
a parenting book. It's gonna be more like a leaflet. Just like have them root for your sports
It
team.
might be our last broadcast we ever do, but we are at some point going to have the 4 Ludwig boys all here
Oh,
and
it'll
just
be the
let
last
them go
one. No,
and see what happens.
We're not doing that from here. We're
Look at-
doing it from 4 levels down.
Fair.
DLLS roast.
Yeah.
It could be
The roast of Greg
the
Ludwig.
final stars ever broadcast on our airwaves.
Yeah.
But 2 more real quick. And a super
Oh,
chat.
wow.
There's Razor.
I hope you're
Oh.
ready to sleep here.
Spit
Josh
and
is
Chicklets.
just
Oh,
loving
Spit and
this.
Chicklets got off the wallet a little bit. We got a Modano and a 99 cup here. A Madonna. Yeah, see? Is this better? Yes. So you got off your wallet more
put a
Spit and
super
Chicklets
chat in
just to make the point
say
that I made fun of you for doing the GM Ben. We should call the 199.
Yeah, that is the
Instead
GM
of
Ben.
the Smith, that's the GM Ben.
Because I don't think you can even do
He-
a 99 cents.
He never does anything other than the lowest on that one. So I love that. Thank you,
That was-
Spit and
that's
Chicklets.
awesome.
That's very funny. Okay, a serious one and then a serious but a little bit more lighthearted one.
That's kind of 2 serious ones.
Klep wants to know, what are the most important things you do to prepare for a broadcast?
Study the rosters. If you are calling any sport, but especially hockey with how fast it goes, the number one thing you have to know are the rosters, and you need to know them immediately. If you look down and you feel like you don't know who's on what, by the time you're
It's
back
gone.
up, you've
Yep.
missed a million things. It just goes way too fast. There's obviously a lot of other things, but the number one thing, you have to know the roster. You have to know it as fluently as you know English. Like you have to be able to call whatever you need, because the game just goes so fast that you feel so far behind if you're not caught up.
Do you ever look?
Go ahead. No, I'll let
Do you
Sam
ever
do it
look
this
at, like when you're doing that, do you look at what a player looks like in his gear?
Yeah.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, because that's how, like, when a new player comes to the Stars trade deadline, I could never tell who they are from far away.
Yeah.
For a week.
I mean, their gear, obviously, like left-handed, right-handed,
Yeah.
if they do something different with their tape, if they have hair that flows out.
Skating style.
Skating style is probably the biggest because
Just start to pick it up.
sometimes you're so far away that you can't even. They put us in some of these press boxes. I think
Long Island.
You know this. No, Long Island isn't even that bad.
I think our favorite one is San Jose because you've got the beams. You guys are ducking.
Same with Winnipeg.
Yeah,
there's two different where they have literal steel beams. It's like you think you'd want to know what's happening on that side of the
you
ice,
don't need to
but
see that net.
you just get a catwalk instead.
I had to do that in the UHL in Muskegon, where I literally was like swinging like I was at a jungle gym trying to see that.
Yeah.
But this is the NHL we're talking about.
It's again, I think people would be really surprised to see some of the places that we call games from. But skating styles for sure is one of them. When Luds was playing, there was so much less.
It was in black and white then, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Well, that was on TV. Your actual vision wasn't in black and white. The people.
It was glary, glossy.
It was definitely glossy.
But
there was less uniformity, right? Like some people had the old like Jofa buckets, and like some people had.
He played in the alumni game with the thing.
That's what I wear now.
It is.
Yeah.
When you call games.
No, when I'm driving in my car.
Yeah, like, but you got to know the rosters first, and everything else. There's a lot more than that, but everything trickles down from that.
Before we get to the last one, was there ever a name, whether it was the Miners or now, that just went in your brain the wrong way and just and fought? Like, there's always a couple. Like now, I feel like we've done this thing for so long. You just sort of learn the process. But these writers, and I point at Sam, don't have to pronounce it right. So they say it wrong all the time.
But you got to spell Ritzkovian. But you got to spell Ritzkovian.
Right.
Well, it's easy to say.
It corrects it on my computer.
There you go.
I would yell at
That's
Sam.
when you know. That's like a rite of passage when you know a player's made it. When on your phone or on your, it's like
the first one
it auto corrects.
Was Yurki Yokopaka.
Oh yeah.
For me, when my first
Kevin.
iPhone.
I'll always tell. I'll say, hey, I'm not gonna say it now, but hey, my phone's assistant, remind me to do this for my dog's name is Mako, and it always puts it as Miko Randon.
Yeah.
Get dog tags for Miko Randon.
Love that.
But I always tell you, and I tell Sean, stop saying it wrong to me because I don't want that implanting and then somehow infecting the way I say a guy's name properly. Now wrong because I've been listening to it.
I do it on purpose.
Our producer
Rupe all the time instead of Rope.
Our producer, I don't not to go too far behind the scenes, but the
I think we all know Nordy here.
Yeah, Nordy's the best.
Maine, too.
Our producer John Norton is fantastic. Like love him. He's so good at what he does. I mess with him all the time because he will butcher pronunciations and to his own admission, and he will sometimes not even come close. But so what's happening when you're calling a game, the producer tells you what you're about to see. So when we're going to break, they'll tell you, we're going to break with the Johnston goal. So that way you know that, all right, puck is up out of play. There's 5:13 left in the second period. Then the screen goes and plays a replay of Johnston's goal. And you can say the Stars have a 2-0 lead, the most recent goal from Wyatt Johnston, his 24th of the year. And so you just kind of know that's coming, and that's how in concert you can work together. But if it's someone on the other team, sometimes it's like not a goal, it's a chance. And I wish I could come up with a better example off the cuff right now, but it's almost a nightly occurrence where he will say, like, if it's Vasilevsky, it's not, but he'll be like, "We're going with the Vujanovsky save," and that's like the last thing you're hearing. It's like he's pulling a pin on a grenade,
say what he said.
Throwing it to me, and being like, "Ha, take that." And then
Say
you're like,
Vujanovsky
so if you ever hear me, they're like, "Vujanovsky keeps the game tied at 2." You'll know why that happened.
To hear that.
Oh, Nordy, you are the best. All right, the last one is actually a fun one for you, Josh, I would think. Matthew wrote in, and he's a diehard.
Hey,
we
Matthew.
took a couple of Twitter ones, but mostly from the diehard only Discord lounge. So you have to be a diehard just to get into it and submit the questions. One of those extra little perks that we talk about. Hi, Josh. This is from Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
As a native of Corpus,
Oh,
I
my
grew
goodness.
up listening to you call Ice Rays games back in the old CHL.
Awesome.
I have always wanted to ask you, what was your favorite Tex-Mex place or restaurant in general to go when you lived in Corpus Christi?
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Man, that's good. By the way, that crazy game in the minors with the penalty box fight and like all the coach getting ejected and like goalie fights and everything like that. That was in Corpus Christi, and it was on Family Day.
Oh,
which
perfect.
is just a perfect little tie-in.
It's like when you throw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Yeah, there was a Jalisco place in downtown that had the best smothered burritos I've ever had in my life. And now I'm like so old, and that was so long ago that I can't remember. It was Jalisco something, and I can't remember what the name besides that was. But it was like right next to the surf shop, and it was my favorite place. Our arena was downtown, our office was downtown, so I'd jump over there for lunch quite a bit. And then if you wanted to bump it up and actually go in and sit somewhere and get served, I was always partial to La Playa.
Nice. How many burritos would you eat?
Oh my God. A horrifyingly large amount. These burritos were not small and
smothered too.
And yeah, it was I think people would be surprised, and it'd be shock and awe to see some of the stuff I've been able to eat.
I love it. Well, Josh, I wasn't anticipating asking you to do a 90-minute show, but here we are.
It was just to mess with Luds.
It was still a little
Thank you,
shorter
yeah.
than Razors.
We could go longer.
It was almost
but
2 hours. With
It's so much fun. I know the off season isn't fun from that regard, but it's good for everybody that does those long years to reset, recharge, get ready for 84 games next year instead of
let's
82.
go.
Although fewer preseason games, should be a
How
lot
many
of fun.
watch-alongs is that going to be now?
And we will do all of that.
84.
Like, we're here all year. So next week, Mike Heika in studio on Monday. Hey, Mike. Steve Petey Peters will be a remote guest on Tuesday. Toby Peterson, AHL Texas Stars coach, on Wednesday will be remote. And then Leah Asimakopoulos.
Well done.
Sam, spell that.
Yep, Leah
You
will
sound
be
like
here in
Nordy.
studio on Friday. So 4 guests already lined up for the
Nice.
5 shows next week. We got a lot going on. Heika on
Hang on.
Monday.
Before I'm going to cut you off because
Please.
I'm not going to be able to cut you
Please
off
do.
for another 4 months.
Please
like
do.
until
Well,
we
you can come back.
until we see each other
You're going
again.
to be in LA for the rest of the
Yeah.
summer.
No,
You and Jason Robertson.
Nope. Dallas is home. I do just want to take a moment and thank everybody who's tuning in, because the season's long. We kind of started talking about that, but I know that none of this happens without a passionate fan base, and it's not lost on me. I go to 31 other markets, and we get to see like a lot of different atmospheres, a lot of different cities. Playoff time's always my favorite time. The car flags break out. You just start to see like so much more. I remember when I got here in 2013 and people found out that I worked for the Stars, and you'd have a peripheral conversation every once in a while about hockey. And now it's all the time. And it's never lost on me and never unappreciated how much of a hockey market Dallas has become in the time since I've gotten here, which is has been about a decade and a half. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's watching, those of you who are listening, and everyone who's tuned in all year long, because it's a pleasure to bring these games to you. It's a pleasure to cover this team. There's so many good people inside the organization and so many good people who follow it from a fan base. And I've had awesome interactions with a bunch of you, and right up to the questions we got here and reminiscing about some old times. So I know we're all going away for a little bit. I know you guys are not, and I'll be tuned in
You can
to
come in every
all the
week if you
hypothetical
want. We're right here.
conversations. But I just wanted to say thank you to a really outstanding fan base that I've loved interacting with for the last 13 years, and can't wait for September and 84 games.
Blow
Let's-
smoke right back at you. They say you and Razor are a massive part of that.
The
thanks.
chat is going nuts. They're all saying how much they love you and Razor and how much your calls are great.
And Josh says trade for McCarron.
Good job sucking up, Josh.
Next time we come in, we're going to actually nail Josh right to our autograph wall, and Leds is going to make him name the next 5 captains in the history of the Dallas Stars going forward.
He still hasn't named one.
I did.
He did.
Picked
He
one.
said
Paul, did you
96.
see
Make
Twice. I'm not
Nice.
Mako. Yeah, I'm naming Sam's dog officially the next captain. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, Jim. My
Write
apologies
it
if you
down.
wanted to do the press conference.
Sam's dog might score a goal or bite somebody on the ice. You don't know.
You never know. Bring in Mako and Michael McCarron, and we got
Did you
yourself
know
a team.
Jim confirmed to me that we get a float, Stanley Cup, an alumni float.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In a parade.
He confirmed it here.
A
in the parade.
hypothetical
Hope you're
parade.
not driving it.
Nope.
Just like-
No, there's no driving it.
all right.
Well, all right. So what? 13 months. Let's go take the floats for a ride.
I love it.
Okay.
All right, let's go home.
Let's just do it. And what the hell? If there's a cup or not, let's just go do it.
Well, yeah,
Get some little go-kart sleds and just
All
drive
right.
aro't.
it's not a horrible
I
idea, but
guarantee
all
there's
things
gonna be
being equal,
people
I'd rather there be a cup.
This
people
is the
will be
Dallas
watching.
Stars off-season parade.
let's stick with the cup
And we
one.
can all wear the Jofa helmets.
Then I
and
can
it'll be
come
fun.
back. You guys can ask me again a third time if I have a favorite call. I can
Basically
finally
said he
say
won't be
yes.
back until
I
they
can
win a cup.
finally
We'll
say
finally
yes.
say yes, and it
Yes.
won't be the Winter Classic.
All right, let's
that was
go.
fun. Josh, thanks so much
Friday.
for joining
Thanks,
us.
guys.
Josh
Yeah,
Bogorad
thanks,
Good seeing you.
of
Thanks,
the Dallas
Josh.
Stars. For Josh,
Quick whisper something.
Luds,
He's about to sign off.
Sam, I'm Owen.
I
Thanks
know,
to
I
Ryan,
do
our
it all the
producer,
time.
because
Ryan
Ryan
hates
has
it
a
when I
treat
talk
for all
over
of
the whole
you.
thing.
Luds, put your phone
pay
down.
attention. Owen hates it
Luds,
because
Hey,
Luds.
They're trying to get your
Luds.
attention.
What?
We'll see you on Monday with Mike Heika.
Oh, no. Oh, you guys.
This will be in my car.
Perfect. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a good summer, okay? You guys are great. Thanks, guys.
We all silly like the mayor.